Hi, I'm Corinna, and I am here to share with you a super fun, delicious, nutritious recipe for healthy treats where you can incorporate your herbal or mushroom powders. So thank you so much to Mason and Amanda and all of the weaving over the years here at with Herb Rally. I just will take a moment to introduce myself in case we haven't already met. I'm Corinna Wood, and I've been living, walking, breathing, and carrying on the Wise Woman tradition for over 30 years. I ran Red Moon Herbs, herbal medicine company making medicines for women's health from local plants for 20 years. I ran the Southeast Wise Women Herbal Conference for 15 years. And I've been teaching various aspects of holistic health from herbs to self-love for 30 years. So I'm going to share with you this delicious, nutritious treat that we just whipped up another batch in my house where we don't kid around when we come to deep nourishment. We make these treats in big batches and really consider it to be a staple nutritionally. So I'll tell you the ingredients and then hold on for a moment. There's no sweeteners, there's no cooking. So this is fudge without the cooking, without the sweeteners. This is a delicious, nutritious version of fudge. And let me give you the ingredients and then give me a moment to talk you through some of these ingredients because I know some of it might bring up some questions. So we are going to be including coconut oil, coconut cream, carob powder or cocoa if you want. You could add a little stevia, liquid stevia if you want as a sweetener. I actually prefer not to because the carob powder is mildly sweet in itself. And then there's vanilla, salt, cinnamon, and almond butter. And I will give you all the exact amounts and instructions in just a little bit. You also can follow the link if you want that is with the podcast. So you can hop over to my blog article if you want to print out a copy or get it in writing. So I know that coconut oil, or actually you can do this with organic butter, is another option. Or if you've got like access to raw butter that, oh gosh, I used to live near a farm where that we were able to get local raw pasture raised butter. That was pretty amazing. So if you have anything like that, that's totally awesome alternative. Coconut oil is the one that I primarily use now. And I really consider those to be healthy fats and really to be a foundational aspect of holistic nutrition to get these healthy fats into your diet. This is especially important to women to support the smooth functioning of your hormonal system. And so that would include during menarche years, if you have pregnancy or breastfeeding years, and during menopause and beyond. Because the hormones are fat soluble, like progesterone and estrogen. And so we actually need these healthy fats to support the smooth functioning of the hormonal system. And I know that we've been scared so much by societal messaging and the media about incorporating any fats into the diet. And there's so much focus now on low fat and no fat foods, both in mainstream and alternative nutrition. And I just really want you to invite you to consider shifting that lens, because what I found and what I see so much in women around me is that when you allow yourself to receive the nourishment that your body is so craving, which includes these healthy fats, it tremendously reduces food cravings and sweet cravings, which can actually reduce overeating and support you maintaining your optimum weight. There's a lot of resources on this if you want to check out the book Eat Fat, Lose Fat by Sally Fallon and Mary Enig. They actually recommend eating 2 spoonfuls of coconut oil before each meal to give satiety and reduce the amount that you actually need to eat at the meal to feel full. And you're doing so with this foundation of super nutritious, healthy fats and other wonderful ingredients that you could combine that coconut oil with if you want to do that in the form of fudge. So yes, it's true. I love to eat a couple squares of this fudge before each meal. Eating a spoonful or 2 of coconut oil, it's all right. But eating it in this form, this delicious, nutritious fudge, is just such a pleasure. So here's how it goes. You got 2 layers of this fudge. The bottom layer has your carob or cocoa, and then your top layer has almond butter, or you can do it with another nut butter. I mean, really, the recipe is very forgiving. You can experiment with endless variations to the taste. Some enjoy adding mint or walnuts or substituting different nut butters. The key is to soften all of the oils, even the almond butter, in a warm spot beforehand for several hours so that they're easy to work with. And then it only takes half an hour or less to make your delicious, nutritious, super simple, no-cook fudge. So again, I have this exact recipe on my blog in the link that is with this podcast, and I'll talk you through it here as well. So the bottom layer, you have a cup of coconut oil, or you can use butter, and then a cup of coconut cream concentrate. And so if you're not sure what coconut cream concentrate is, you are going to look in the grocery store near the coconut oil. And sometimes it's called coconut butter or coconut cream. Some brands sell it as Manna, Manna. My go-to is Tropical Traditions. Now they're called Healthy Traditions. So you can even mail order it, as I do, if you like. But the coconut cream concentrate is basically the coconut ground up. And so you're getting oils in there, but you're also getting the flesh of the coconut. And it is really divine and a key ingredient to this fudge. And then you also have 1 cup of carob powder or cocoa if you prefer. And if you want, you can add in some stevia, a dropper full or 2. I use 2 teaspoons of vanilla and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And if you like, this is also the place where you could add in your mushroom or herbal powders if you're looking for a great delivery system. Here in this bottom layer, like I'm currently adding 1/8 of a cup of ashwagandha and 1/8 of a cup of cordyceps mushroom into the bottom layer. And so you mix all those ingredients together and pour them onto a tray, like a cookie sheet with edges. And then you stick it in the fridge. And while it's cooling, you mix the top layer of ingredients. And there's just a few ingredients in the top layer. A cup of almond butter, 3/4 cup of coconut oil. If you want, a dropper full or two of stevia, optional, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So then you take your tray out of the fridge and you pour your almond mixture on top of the cooled bottom layer. So you end up having these two beautiful layers, the dark brown on the bottom with the carob cocoa layer and then the almond lighter brown on top. And then you stick it back in the fridge to chill until it's firm enough to cut into squares. And then you have your delicious, nutritious fudge to get your holistic nutrition recommended daily dose of healthy fats in food. You just eat a few squares before each meal. Yeah, so approaching the holistic health through the lens of nourishment is very much central to my training and practice in the wise woman tradition. And I really see 5 essentials of holistic healing, which I'll share before we close here. Those 5 essentials of holistic healing. Yes, there is movement and exercise, which is we get so much attention on that in our mainstream culture today. There's so much like, oh, if you're exercising, then you're healthy. And there is also the second essential. And we need to be careful, with that first essential, with movement and exercise, that we're not taking on those societal messages of what our bodies should look like, and that we're doing it from a place that is truly for your mental and physical pleasure and health. And that can be a fine line to navigate. And working with some of these other essentials does support that, coming from a healthy place, because movement and exercise is really important and supportive. It's just that we need to be careful as women about what headspace we're coming from as we approach our movement and exercise. And we need to also include the second essential, which is rest and down regulation. So down regulating your nervous system and really supporting yourself with sleep. In the winter time, the herbs, the plants, the trees, the perennials all send their energy down below the ground into their roots to rest for the winter. In the night time, the animals, the earth, are in darkness, are sleeping, are resting. In the dark time of the moon, we're pulled inward, just as the full moon energy pulls us outward. So really honoring those natural cycles by allowing yourself to take that downtime, take that rest, take that winter dark moon, nighttime opportunity to bring your body back into the parasympathetic nervous system and embrace 7 to 8 hours of rest or more of sleep a night plus your rest. Okay, and then the third essential of holistic healing would be nourishment. And that's where this fudge comes in. That's where a variety of fresh, healthy, whole foods comes in, and where the beloved herbs come in, the nourishing infusions, eating wild foods. That is all in the physical nourishment, which I consider to be the third of the essentials of holistic healing. The fourth being healthy relationships. How we relate to others in a way that meets our needs both for safety and respect and also for love and connection is central to your health. And the fifth, and I actually see this one back in the center of the spiral. So I lay these all out on a spiral, these 5 essentials of holistic health, with this last one being the one that's in the center, which is really what all the others spiral out from, is your inner growth and healing. And when your relationship with yourself reflects your love of your body, of your heart, of your mind, of your spirit, then you can support your healthy relationships, your healthy physical nourishment of your body, your rest and down regulation, your movement and exercise in ways that truly support your health from the inside out. So I'd love to share more with you. If you want to hop over to my website, you can follow the link with the podcast or go to CorinnaWood.com, and Corinna is spelled with 1 R and 2 N's, CorinnaWood.com, CorinnaWood.com. And you can take the quiz that I have, which is, what's your strong suit for self-healing? So it's just a few quick questions to find out. I also have a free mini course, and coming up at the late January of this 2023, I'll have a special seminar series that's free on self-healing for earth-based women. So you can check that out as well. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy. Bye-bye.